The other guy I want to target in on this a little bit is going to be Noah Fant. And this is another one where I'm not going to have as much statistical presentation I can give you because of the fact that Noah Fant is had 2 seasons that versus where he was at with Denver have been not quite as productive the past 2 seasons. And so I can't show it to you with that. He's been pretty well rated by PFF and how he's played, so they haven't picked him apart with some of that point of it. But I do think that Noah Fant has consistently been a guy who catches the ball when you throw it his way. If he gets a small amount of targets, he'll make the most of what those targets are that you throw and give him a chance to do. He's never really been featured, I think, in any offense since entering this league. It's sort of like the offense has all kind of come around to a point of like, oh, I guess we should probably try to target Fant here. And you might get a 25-yard gain and the end just end up going away from him. But last season, Westover in almost kind of a sub-tight end role there with the Huskies because he's an H-back, and there's times the Huskies love to go to Culp because they had the 2 tight end sets, so there's times that you'd have Culp out on that field for certain packages and stuff that he could run because he was so athletically kind of above Westover a little bit, or at least from the speed and explosiveness factor, whereas Westover just great hands, great football, just good football player. But Westover had more targets, more catches last year than Noah Fant. And that's serving in a role where he plays less games than the Seattle Seahawks played with Fant, where you've got all those targets on the outside for the Huskies to throw to, yet Westover still found his way to get the ball peppered to him a good amount. It's part of what I've said I love about Grubb over and over is that he finds a way to take an offense that can be very explosive across the board and utilize all of its elements without feeling like he's having to force feed. You know, like, okay, a little bit to you, it's like mama bird stuff, you know? Okay, a little bit. Okay, here's a little. No, it's more of you just. He feels like a bit like a jazz musician, you know. It's controlled chaos or chaos with a bit of a purpose to it. But in that controlled chaos, there's plenty of guys to have their chances to get plenty of touches, and I do think that he's going to get his touches this year. He'll actually get a chance where Grubb will look at this guy that is so very, very talented for the position. There's a reason that in this day and age where we don't see tight ends taken in the first round, Noah Fant was a top 20 first round pick. That wasn't by just accident that he landed in that spot. It's because he can get up and get away from linebackers and safeties. He can create separation from the position. Gives you a little bit of yak as well, as he showed us even last year on a couple of occasions. He's got something to offer still here. There's a reason the Seahawks signed him to that multi-year deal. I think John Schneider has done the math a little bit on this one as well. It's recognizing with this guy, we've not really done a good job of trying to target him or making a purposeful approach of our attack in much ways at all. And then we also have that element that I want to just add in that's part of the DK element. And I know people probably get tired of me talking about it, but it's the part that can't be ignored, which is that if you're not going to target the middle of the football field at the least rate in the entire NFL, your tight ends are probably not going to be terribly effective. And I would argue that the NFL's done some of this advanced math as well by what they've told you in the players that they took from you. Colby Parkinson gets the deal with the Rams. Why? Because Colby Parkinson was tremendously productive here in Seattle? He was good. He was fine. Or is that the Rams doing some of that math going, yeah, we play you twice a year. We know you don't throw the middle of the football field. So he's had to do what he's done while you've not done that. We'll do much more with him. I would offer Chargers maybe look at it in a very similar fashion. I just throw that out there. So Noah Fant would be my other guy that I think has got a real legitimate chance to break out. I think this guy's going to go potentially to the Pro Bowl this year as a tight end. It's a little bit more opened up in the NFC for tight ends. There's Laporta, but I think with Kittle, certainly you never know with him on the health front, what's going on with him. So there's room there for a guy to break in, and I think he has a good potential this year to find his most productive season. Maybe he doesn't quite get to like the 1,000-yard point, but maybe he tops his highest amount yards-wise, touchdowns-wise this year. And becomes actually really, I think, an effective player in this offense rather than we kind of go to him here in these sparingly points where kind of realize, oh yeah, we got this former first-round tight end on the team. Let's throw him the ball here on this play.